Good afternoon, everybody. Ann C. coming at you, founder of the E-Commerce Business School. We have a really powerful message to share with you. No matter where you are at in your e-commerce journey, I know that you will find this information extremely helpful and valuable. From this perspective, a lot of times we wonder, where does this whole thing culminate? Where's the top of the mountain? Where's the pinnacle? What can happen out of, say, for example, if you started at the local retail arbitrage method, which teaches you how to get into quick cash flow, helps you get the foundation set. But where does this all culminate? Well, who better to speak about this but Brian Cummings, who is our Executive Director of Training and Coaching and is an 11-year Amazon veteran. That would make him highly qualified to talk about this journey for Brian. Hey there, Brian. Do I have you with a good sound connection? Are you here?
Yes, you can hear me. I can hear you.
Perfect. Beautiful. So you started with an arbitrage method, which was book flipping, and we have a course teaching people how to do that. And that got you $60,000 out of, or pay down a $60,000 debt. Got that done by selling books. You had enough money for a down payment on a home from 1 month of book selling. And you had that wonderful, solid income for 5 years through the book category, but you wanted more. And you went through a number of other methods, wholesale liquidation, private label, etc., sourcing from China. And is it safe to say where you've landed with print on demand? Does that feel like the pinnacle as you evolved as an Amazon seller? And maybe there were some things that you're like, if only this, and that. And have you found that through print on demand?
You know, one never knows where the pinnacle is because we're always growing, right? Bigger and better things. But books were my thing for quite some time, selling used books on Amazon. That's all I did for about 4 years, first 4 years. And it was wonderful. And I loved selling books. So for everybody out there, you should know I'm talking about selling products on Amazon.com. Well, I want to do more than books. So I opened up wholesale accounts and started sourcing products and selling wholesale products on Amazon and inventory clearance and private label. I was going to trade shows all the time looking for new suppliers and new products. But that was kind of a pain because I'm always looking for new products. And that's the problem. You're always having to find stuff to sell on Amazon, except for with POD, it opened up a whole new world for me. Now, POD, people don't know what those initials are, print on demand. They probably don't even know what print on demand is. It's been kind of the rage in our community for the past year or so.
And understandably so. Yeah, understandably so. It has been the rage because you were able to overcome certain, wow, if I could quit with this chase of not just trying to find the latest and hottest product, but furthermore, it's competitive. I think we can all agree it can get very competitive on Amazon. So you're dealing with that. Plus, at the end of the day, you could say you're a glorified Amazon seller. And I don't want to say nothing more. I mean, you're making a livelihood, but what's the tangible asset that you can take out of that? And so you wanted to start building a brand, and having a brand can translate into some really serious things like selling your brand, selling your business. So in some ways that was, I don't want to say it was a good thing to go through that, but you learned and you had a lot of discoveries along the way. And what we're doing in this conversation together is letting people know of these discoveries that you made and why. Well, what is print on demand and why was it so beneficial for you? And then we're going to get to something really amazing. I don't know that anyone else has this to offer. I liken almost everything that you create, Brian, uniquely from you, that is, and in conjunction with Dr. Josie, is you create systems. And without a system, like no one wants to buy a business without a system. You're more or less buying a mess almost. And what people want and why franchises are so popular is because you get a proven system. You've already done that book flipping profit system. And now we have the print on demand profit system. And that's just how you work. Not everybody has that unique ability to think in systems and to create something that is truly rinse and repeat. But I'm going to take it up one more notch. Furthermore, to work side by side with someone who has done this very successfully and can literally set up someone in one day, A to Z, with their print on demand business. So we're going to talk about that as well. Why don't we dive into first explaining what were those main things that you're like, geez, if only I could get these things, overcome this, and that. What were those 4 things?
You know, you mentioned a moment or two ago that I was an Amazon seller. And if you think about when people ask you, what do? You kind of name your role. Well, yeah, I'm an Amazon seller. And the problem with being an Amazon seller is that you have to play by Amazon's rules. And Amazon owns all those customers. So think about it. If you're building a business for yourself, what are the one thing that you really need to have is customers that buy from you. And you need the ability to market to those customers, to email them and contact them. Amazon doesn't allow you to do that. With Amazon, you're really just a glorified wholesaler, so to speak. You're taking products, putting them on Amazon, they sell, but Amazon's really the one that's selling them. And so I wanted my own line of customers. I wanted a branded line of products too. I didn't want to be selling other people's products. I wanted my own brand. So my own brand, my own line of customers. I didn't want to have to deal with all that Amazon competition. And I wanted the steady supply of products from suppliers, from the same suppliers. I didn't want to have to go look for new suppliers all the time, because that's what I was doing, was always traveling, looking for new products to sell. And with print on demand, I discovered the answer to all of that.
So I'm going to assume there's people who are watching and listening right now. You kind of get ideas of what print on demand is, but until we actually share what it actually is, it's kind of hard to fully understand and appreciate, because here's what I like that is so striking is, and I want to get to Gooten. I think you had said, did you want me to go to the Gooten site first?
Sure.
Okay. Is that this is also a very unique model. The part that I really like, you don't put any money into products up front.
Well, that was another piece of it too. You know, it takes money to buy inventory, but not with print on demand. So here we go. Okay. This is one of the print on demand suppliers. So these are, and just scroll up and down a little bit there, Anne, and then I'll have you come back to the home and living. Yeah, so you can scroll down. So you can see there's lots of different categories of products. Now, all of these products, that supplier, and this supplier is called Gooten, they have all of these that are blank. They're ready to be printed upon. And go ahead and click on that apron right there. So just to give you an idea, there's probably well over 100 different products here. You create the design that goes on the product, and you create a listing for that. So these pictures that you're seeing right here that have designs on them, they don't really exist. It looks like a photograph of the product, but it's just a mock-up. It's like Photoshopped product design here. And you put your own design of these products, whether it be bath towels or t-shirts or coffee mugs. Yeah, there's a bunch of different kinds of mugs, and you put them up for sale. And I like using Amazon to test out designs. And I sell through my own website, but I like using Amazon because of its ready traffic. They've got all these buyers that are there. And you create the design, put a listing up. You haven't bought the product. You've just created a mock-up of the product. Customer comes along, they buy the product, they pay you. You contact the print on demand supplier, in this case it'd be Gooten, and say, print my design and send it directly to the customer. And then Gooten charges you the wholesale price. So potentially you can have thousands of products, which I do, and I don't have a penny spent on inventory until after I already get paid for the order. And it's just a perfect combination here of having your own branded line of products. My brand is Stir Crazy Gifts. I put my logo on every single product. I don't have to pay any money for this product. I don't have competition because of the way that I do it right on Amazon. And also I have my own branded website with all my products on it there, where I can build up my customer base and marketing to my customers.
So that hopefully explains what print on demand actually is. It's you get a one-off purchase from a customer. They want to order your apron, your mug, whatever it is. That order, you take that order, send that off to your print on demand supplier. And yes, they print it one off, one apron, one rug, one item, and they ship it off. So also you don't even touch the product. So what I want to talk about is, Brian, you have excelled at creating systems. You're a master teacher and mentor. You teach things in a very linear step-by-step process. And so we have our print on demand profit system training program, but we also have the opportunity where, and I guess the best parallel I can make is a franchise where someone is able to get set up. They go to, for example, Hamburger University with McDonald's, and they're being run through the drill of how do you go through this franchise exactly how McDonald's has laid it out, because they have it successful and proven. And likewise, we do that with something new that we just started actually in March. This was our first ever, called the E-commerce Masters Intensive. So I've got some photos up here, and this Brenda here has literally 3 trainers there helping her, but I think you're on the other side, Brian. But why don't you walk people through it, because, and we have, by the way, stick with us because there is a link here, ecommercebusinessschool.com/EMI. And you're going to hear from, we've had 6 people, 6 of our members have gone through the E-commerce Masters Intensive. They will tell you what this was like. So you can watch that. There's a short interview and then the full-length interview with Brenda and Tina. But Brian, what has come back has been absolutely spectacular from our members, EMI members, E-commerce Masters Intensive. And you are working with them literally one-on-one, as did Dr. Josie. She came in. So if you can just walk people through, because it almost seems too good to be true that you could be, set up with, you have processes, standard operating procedures that they get every part of your business that you have taken years to develop. They get it all in one day. Can you just walk us through that process?
Sure. So that's a couple of our coaches that are with Brenda. Brenda's in the red shirt there, and a couple of our e-commerce business school coaches that are along on that particular day. This is one whole day of working side by side. Is there another picture of, maybe we can see another? Okay, there I am working with Brenda right there. So what Brenda is learning is a step-by-step process of, actually it's many processes. It's a number of processes that are required to conduct a print-on-demand business. And in this particular case, we're working on her print-on-demand business for Amazon sales. So she was learning how to evaluate top-selling products on Amazon for print-on-demand, all those mugs and t-shirts and everything else that you saw. She was learning how to create a product design and then create the product mock-up so that she had a picture of the product that she could put up for sale on Amazon. So then she learned about, how do I create a product listing? And then how do I create ads or advertising for that listing? And finally, the 5th thing in that day is, how do I fulfill an order for that product, or all of my orders for that product? Here's Dr. Josie Shepard. She's one of our other master coaches, and she's working with Tina. And it's the same process. They're working there on all 5 of these steps, from building a print-on-demand business. And in both of their cases, it was targeted towards building that on Amazon from start to finish in that whole 8-hour period.
From start to finish. So this is Tina, and the other was Brenda. So we had 2 members. This was in March. Then we went to Sacramento, and we had 4 members. I don't have those photos in front of me right now, but who also then walked through this complete step-by-step process from A to Z. The best part is, I love for members to share what that experience was like. So all you need to do is, there is a link in this post, and there's just this beautiful, beautiful interview with Brenda and Tina, and you can learn more of the details. So what I want to address is how this helps people in one day is like what Tina said, she works full time. And from our surveys, it's a good majority of our people are working full or part-time. And what she wanted was a way to start here and jump over to here all in one day, rather than having that spread out through many, many weeks and months to where, like she said, she'd be more likely to maybe mess up, not do it exactly as we teach our members to do. But by having you right next to her, she was being ensured that it was being set up literally right then and there with that side by side. So this is so unique, and it's our first time ever doing this at this level. So we have events, we have workshops, and we work side by side here and there throughout the events and workshops that we do. But this is one-on-one attention on you for a full 8 hours as you go through this, along with then the follow-up coaching sessions for the completion of the execution of setting up your A to Z print-on-demand profit system business. So for you, Brian, here you had to go through it all, figuring it out on your own. Exactly. Because I think it's important to spell out, because it represents how many hours of work to figure out, to systematize your business, which number one, not everyone has that gift of doing that. But I know you approach everything very strategically.
Anne, there's many times that I've thought, just show me what to do and I'll do it. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I've heard our members say that again and again and again. It's like, okay, I know this business works. Just tell me what to do to put it together and I'll do it. Well, this is how this happens. We tell you what to do and we sit right beside you as you do it. And of course, it's more than just one day. There are a couple of preparatory sessions, strategy sessions, and getting you all ready so that you're fully prepared to hit the ground running on that day. And then there's 5 follow-up sessions over a number of weeks to make sure that you're implementing everything correctly in your business. So at the end of that time, you should have these systems in place. Your business should be smoothly running, and now you're focused on growing it.
Awesome. I'm going to try to see if there are any questions that have come in. I'm not the best at this. If I'm going to the right one. Nope, not yet.
Greg has joined us. Greg's one of our members, and he's saying, hi, Anne. Hi, Brian. Hello, Greg.
Hey, Greg. All righty. So if anyone does have a specific question, but I think people would truly, really enjoy watching the video that we have. So you just click on the link in this post, and that way you can be taken to that and listen to the interview of what have been 6 members who have gone through this one day. And it is an intensive, working one-on-one, getting your business set up from A to Z for print on demand. So Brian, thank you for all your hard work of going through what not everybody is designed to do. It's twofold. You're very strategic, and the other is you have the mental discipline to carve through and just keep figuring out and figuring out and figuring out and figuring out until you get something that works, and then you create it into a system. I think it should also be noted, we didn't mention that the automation aspect of this is you have a team that you don't do designs and you don't do listings. You have a team that you have trained up, and our members get to benefit from that as well. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. They're called virtual assistants. A VA is the other term for it. And I have 2 full-time virtual assistants that are in the Philippines, live in the Philippines. So they get paid very, very well by me. And from my perspective, I pay very, very little for extremely trained and qualified personnel.
Perfect. Beautiful. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. We just wanted to share information. If you have questions, make sure you tag. You just do the @ symbol, and then you start to type in Brian's name or my name, whomever you want to ask the question of. And then that way we get notified. And then just be sure to go to ecommercebusinessschool.com/EMI so that you can learn about our full one-day e-commerce masters intensive So thank you, Brian. Yeah.
Yeah, would it be okay with you if in another day or so we come back on and I show a little bit more specifically about these systems? We call them SOP, standard operating procedures, and how they really are procedural, and you can just follow the steps. You know, people say, tell me what to do. These exactly tell you what to do, or they would tell a virtual assistant what to do. Can we come
Perfect.
do that?
Yeah,
Awesome.
that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm keen on that. People
Okay.
like replicatable systems that they don't have to sit there and spend hundreds of hours figuring out. So very good. Thank you, Brian. I
Awesome.
appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.